Hi, welcome back to Here's the Thing. This is Ari, here to bring you a review of The Smashing Machine, the new film from Benny Safdie, writer-director Benny Safdie. This is his first film in almost 6 years since Uncut Gems, which he directed with his brother. This is based on the true story of famous UFC fighter Mark Kerr, and the championship he participated in Japan for multiple years. This film tells the story of his. He had an addiction, he had an imperfect relationship with his wife, and that's one thing I appreciated about this film is it portrayed a relationship that is not so perfect. It's very flawed. They treat both of them treat each other in not the greatest ways, and I really appreciated that because you do not always see that. Does Benny Safdie work on his own? I think he does for the most part, but don't expect Uncut Gems. This is not a 2 hour long, just anxiety ridden thrill ride. This is a personal drama, and I think the best parts of the movie are not the fighting sequences. The fighting sequences, I would say those are the worst parts of the movie. Not a great thing when your fighting movie does not have the most enthralling fighting sequences. And it's not even that they're badly executed or badly filmed, they're just when they're fighting, I'm not particularly interested in what's going on. I'm like, can we get back to the personal drama, the relationship drama? Can we get more into that? The drug abuse, the addictions he has, can we get more into that? Let me talk about the best part of the film, which is Dwayne Johnson. And everyone who saw it at the festivals and hailed it as an incredible performance, they're all right. He's great. Dwayne Johnson has been criticized forever for playing himself in every movie. Here, he does not play himself. He is playing Mark Kerr. He is playing this role very well. You really buy him in this role. You do not see Dwayne Johnson at all. He completely disappears into this role, and he's very vulnerable, which I really like to see. I love seeing someone like Dwayne Johnson, who's known being this huge figure of masculinity, this gigantic muscular man, and see him kind of break that down and actually be vulnerable, and I really like that. Emily Blunt is also really great. I haven't always loved her as an actress. She's good, but she never stands out. But I liked her as Mary Poppins, but I didn't I wasn't fully in love with her performance in Oppenheimer. I didn't really think she was given much to do, but here she's really great. She plays another character that is not perfect. She loves this man, but she's incredibly frustrated by him. He's not opening up to her. He's clearly hiding things about his addiction, and I think she did a really great job, and I think he'll be nominated for sure, but I hope she's nominated because she is really great. And I mentioned for negatives, I mentioned the fighting sequences. There's not a lot of negatives to this film. I would say I don't know, it didn't blow me away with the filmmaking did not blow me away like something like Uncut Gems. Uh they make it purposely look like a documentary because it's a similar story to the documentary The Smashing Machine, and I think that worked. I did like that part of the film. It made you a little more immersed into it. They use a filter to make it look older, more like archival footage, like a documentary, which I did like that. In terms of negatives, there's not a lot of negatives. I did like the actors. Ryan Bader and Bas Rutten were former UFC fighters, and Ryan Bader plays his best friend slash person he has to fight throughout the movie, and that was an interesting conflict. I wish they went more into the conflict of that. I guess there wasn't much conflict there. That was a really interesting dynamic. I thought that actor did a fine job. The other guy, he was good, not given a lot to do, but yeah, I did like that dynamic. And I really just appreciated that they went into his addiction. I really like that part of the film. I thought there was an aspect to that moved a little too quickly for my taste, but I did think that part of the film really worked. The cinematographer of Uncut Gems did not shoot this. This is actually shot by Mikhail Bishop, who did camera and electrical department work on Uncut Gems. Josh Safdie got the cinematographer of Uncut Gems for Marty Supreme. He also got the composer of Uncut Gems. So it's interesting that Josh Safdie got more of the big guns for Marty Supreme. I did think the film was really well shot. It what they were going for with that sort of documentary real look did really work. I would definitely recommend The Smashing Machine. I think it works, but it's not quite the slam dunk you were hoping for. You're gonna watch this movie for the performance, and you're gonna remember it for the performance. You're not gonna remember much else, unlike something like Uncut Gems or Good Time. And I do think Dwayne Johnson, as of right now, does deserve to win the Oscar. Thanks for joining me. Those were my thoughts on The Smashing Machine. We got a lot of stuff coming up with the channel. We got the after show for the Peacemaker finale coming up next week, and surely some more reviews will be coming soon. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.